everybody, we're back with Module 8, Lesson 3. I wanted to start again on the homework helper page just to sort of remind you what we're doing today. We are using our rulers or a straight edge of some sort because that is a difficult skill. So learning to hold your ruler still and draw your lines, that is something you need to practice. So yes, you can draw some of these shapes freehand, but it is good practice to use your ruler. But I wanted to show you on the homework helper what they mean when they're saying draw different examples. So make it look different. This is a triangle. It's got 3 sides and 3 angles. So is this. 3 sides, 3 angles. 3 sides, 3 angles. These are all very different from each other. Okay? So they're all triangles because they have 3 sides and 3 angles, but they don't look the same. And they want you to think about all the different ways you can make these shapes without making them look the same. So that is our goal today as we are drawing shapes, is to try to make them look different from one another. Now, on this page, they don't give us a lot of space. So what I would suggest is that you start off using your ruler to separate the areas. All right, so I'm going to draw a line between A and B. I can draw a shape there. Going right up above the C, I'm going to draw a line so I know my shape has to fit in there. And then one more here right above D. And then I got tons of space to make that last one. So they're telling us how many angles or how many sides. But we know that a polygon with, for instance, 4 angles is also going to have 4 sides. If it has 6 sides, it's also going to have 6 angles. We know that. That is how polygons work. They have the same number of sides and angles. Now, they're asking us to start off by drawing a shape that has 4 angles, 4 sides. There are lots of different shapes that we could make. I'm going to start with a very simple, and I'm going to make it a rectangle. So with a rectangle, I need to have 2 short sides and 2 long sides. And I'm going to get that as straight as I can. And draw across. This side is longer than that one, so I'm going to need to make that one come up to meet it. All right, so I have a rectangle for my first 4-sided shape. And do you remember what a 4-sided shape is called? It is called a quadrilateral. Q-U-A-D, quad, lateral means side. Quad means 4. So this is a 4-sided shape. Quadrilateral. 4 sides, 4 angles. Trickier, a 6-sided polygon. Now we know a 6 sides also has 6 angles, and it is called a hexagon. I'm going to make a regular hexagon. I'm going to draw my line at the top and my line at the bottom to start with. And then I'm going to make, let's see, maybe about an inch out. I am going to make a little dot on both sides. And then I'm going to draw a line from here to the dot, and then from the dot back down to the bottom. Same thing over here. I'm going to draw a line from the top line down to my dot, and then from my dot down to that bottom line. So this has 6 sides. This looks the most like, you know, those yellow pattern blocks, the hexagons. 6 sides, 6 angles, hexagon. Draw a polygon with 3 angles. If it has 3 angles, how many sides? They're the same every time. So 3 sides, and a shape with 3 sides is called a triangle. So I'm going to draw a triangle. 1 slanted line, 2 slanted lines, oopsie, and connecting. 3 sides, 3 angles. And finally, a 5-sided polygon. 5 sides, it also has 5 angles. And a 5-sided shape is a pentagon. Now the simplest pentagon is sort of a house shape. So straight up and down, straight up and down, across the bottom, and then the roof. It's a little bit crooked, my house, but it has 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it has 5 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, as we're going through, especially this second page, as we're going through, your shapes do not need to look like my shapes. You may draw your shapes any way you like. Your shapes can be whatever you like. Remember though, what we are trying to do is a polygon that is different from the ones we drew on the first page. So on the first page, I drew the most basic shapes I could think of. Rectangle, the hexagon, the way we kind of think of it, a regular triangle, a regular pentagon. And on this side, I'm going to make them look strange. And we're going to try to do 2 different ones. So I'm really going to try not to make a rectangle for my quadrilateral. My quadrilateral has 4 sides and 4 angles, but I want it to look different. So let me see what we can do. Oh, I know. I can make like a trapezoid. I do like the trapezoids. It doesn't matter what the shape is, as long as it has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. If it has 4 sides, it is going to have 4 angles. Now this one, I want it to be even different from this or a rectangle. So let's see. I think I'm going to make sort of a kite shape. 1, 2, 3, 4. As long as it has 4 sides. Yours don't need to look like mine, but do try to make them different. This one shouldn't be the same as this one, and they shouldn't look too much like the one you did on the first page. The next shape we have to make is a hexagon, which is a 6-sided figure. Now, for both hexagon and pentagon, you just want to start drawing lines. So I'm going to draw a line, and I'm going to draw another line. I got 2. I know I need 6, so we can't go back in yet. I'm going to do 3, and then maybe 4. Still can't go back in yet. I need 2 more lines. Here is 5, and now I can go back and close it off. And that is 6. Counting as you go is a good idea. Then you know when it's time to start making it come together. And then also count afterwards just to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, like I said, yours doesn't need to look like mine. It just needs to be different from what you did to begin with. Do your best. I wanted to try to make one of those lightning bolts. Can't make too big of a one because we've only got 6 sides. But it has kind of a Z shape to it. So far I've only got 2 lines. Here's 3. There's 4. 5. And if we could just close that off, 6. Again, counting to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can pause if you want to try to make the same shape I did, but like I said, just making sure it has 6 sides and 6 angles. That's the job here. Our next shape is a pentagon. The pentagon has 5 sides, 5 angles. So on the first one, I made the house. So we have to just make something different now. 1, 2, 3. I know I need 2 more spaces, so I'm going to have 2 more lines. So I'm going to have to come up, or I'm not going to be able to connect it. Remember, they do have to be closed figures. So 1, 2, 3. Here is 4. And then across here is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I said, you're just drawing lines. Just start off drawing lines. And then as you're starting to get near the end, remember that it does have to close. So if you've gone off too far in one direction, you're going to need to turn it around and start going back. All right, let's try a different one. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That ended up being very small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last one is a triangle. triangles have 3 sides and 3 angles. Now, triangle was the one they showed us on that first page as an example. This is what we think of as a regular triangle. And then look at this tiny one. It's so long and skinny. And then this one, which is so weird looking. These are 2 different kinds of triangles. This one is called acute, and this one is called obtuse. This one is a cute one, tiny, little tiny angles. And this one has this giant snake hinge mouth angle in it. So this is called an obtuse triangle. I'm going to try to make these. I made one kind of like this on my first page. So I'm going to make, and I think they're right, you have to do them sideways because of the space. So I'm going to make my straight line here, and then long and skinny, long and skinny. There's a cute, it's an acute triangle, a cutie little one. Now for the obtuse, you need a straight line either at the top or the bottom, really nice and big. One side needs to be really long. And then one of the sides is short. And then the other side is long again. And it's this angle down here opposite from the really long one. This is your obtuse angle. Really big. So we have a cute triangle and an obtuse triangle, and just trying to make them look different. Go ahead and pause if you want to look at some of my drawings, but go ahead and try some of your own as well. I'll see you next time.